The Secret Thief. Summer was in full swing. The days were sunny and hot, without a single cloud in the sky. Pepy played with her friends all day long. At noon, when the sun was at its fiercest, they would retreat into the shade or splash in the pool, performing all sorts of childhood antics. Their shouting and laughter were so loud that even the neighbors couldn't nap. Soon, Pepy's close relatives, Lucas and Nicky, arrived from the big city, and they were joined by Bobby and his sister Tricia. Their joy and games seemed endless. All day long, their noise could be heard in the garden, the field, or by the creek. In the afternoon, the girls would gather in the gazebo to play with dolls and share stories, while the boys played action games on their computers. But then, things began to happen that clouded their carefree days. Things started to go missing. At first, they thought they had just lost them while playing. They searched the garden, the yard, and even the creek bank. But the items were nowhere to be found. First, a single earring vanished. Not both. Just one. Who would take only one earring and leave the other? The next day, Pepy's gold necklace disappeared. Mom was getting worried. Who is stealing? She wondered. No strangers had visited, it was only family and friends. On the third day, a bright plastic watch and a silver brooch went missing. This thief is truly clever and invisible, Mom said. Keep your eyes peeled. We must catch them in the act. From now on, everyone must watch for every little detail and tell me immediately. Mom was determined. On the fourth day, a bright hair ribbon and a beautiful decorative hairpin vanish. This has gone too far, Mom declared. She gathered the children and gave them their assignments. Some watched the street. Others watched the fields and the creek. Every inch was covered by the children's watchful eyes. Mom placed a small, golden decorative comb on the table by the pool. She tied it with an invisible thread to a small bell, so that the bell would ring if the comb was taken. Everyone retreated to their hidden observation posts and waited. The morning passed, but there was no sign of the thief. It was time for lunch. Mom called the children inside. They gathered in the dining room, quiet and thoughtful. No one was in the mood to talk. They were all thinking about the thief who was making fools of them. Then, suddenly, the bell rang. Everyone rushed out at once, getting jammed in the doorway. When they finally reached the yard, the bell was still ringing. They looked toward the sound and saw a black bird in the sky, carrying the decorative comb with the bell still hanging from it. When Mom saw the bird, she cried out, "Ah, there you are, you rascal." The children were stunned. It took a while for Mom to explain that it was a raven, and that ravens have a habit of stealing bright things to take back to their nests. Now, the puzzle was finally solved. Now, children, Mom said, it's up to us to find the nest. Each of you will suggest a way to find it. At sunset, we will pick the best idea, and the winner will get a reward. I will grant the winner one wish. All afternoon, the children brainstormed. Only Pepy remained quiet, as if she wasn't interested. That evening, Mom gathered them. Lucas suggested toy guns, Bobby suggested climbing every tree, and Tricia said they should just let the bird keep the jewelry. Finally, it was Pepy's turn. I suggest we leave a small decorative alarm on the table that can be triggered by a remote, Pepy said. The raven will surely take it. Then we go into the woods, trigger the alarm. and we'll easily find the tree where the nest is hidden. Mom decided Pepy's plan was the best. The next morning, they set the trap. After an hour, they saw the raven circle the yard. It swooped down, grabbed the alarm in its beak, and flew toward the woods. Pepy's dad took the remote and led the children to the forest. Dad pressed the button. Suddenly, Pepy shouted, "There it is! It's on this tree!" From the top of a tall oak, the alarm was blaring. Bobby, a skilled climber, volunteered to go up. Soon, he reached the top and yelled, "You won't believe this. The nest is full of stuff. And there are 2 little chicks here." He lowered a bag filled with treasures. Gold and silver chains, bracelets, earrings, ribbons, and watches. Soon, the news spread through the village, and people came to reclaim their lost items. But not long after, sad news reached Pepy and her friends. A group of naughty boys had shot the mother raven. Without their mother, the chicks would starve. Pepy immediately begged her parents to save them. They all went back to the nest. Bobby brought the hungry chicks down in a basket. Pepy's dad made a new nest in a cage. Everyone scrambled to find worms and grasshoppers to feed them. Pepy was thrilled. The chicks became their pets. They grew beautiful black feathers and weren't afraid to climb on the children's hands. Soon, the ravens began to fly. But they never left for good. They always returned to sit on Pepy's shoulders. She taught them tricks. And they even started to speak a few words. They became a real family. Pepy was proud. Because, thanks to her, this story had a happy and joyful ending.